Hey everyone, this is Amy from Simply Elizabeth Crafts. Thanks for watching my video and thanks for joining me. I'm going to do one more card using the Peekaboo Farm. So this was my Monday Facebook Live and I made two projects using it. I made this card and then I also made this little box that has cow tails in it. So I originally, which I actually said this in my Monday Facebook Live as well, I had no interest in this stamp set, but I took a class of my downlines and she used it and I fell in love with it. And that was the card that she made. So I decided to replicate hers, use two different animals, and then also do a cow project with the cow tails. So tonight, well, it's night time for me when I'm putting this together, but whenever you're watching this, we are going to make another project using the Peekaboo Farms and one of my favorite die sets. So this is using the Give It a Whirl dies, and if you don't have these, you need to get these. These are incredible dies. So this is the first time that I've actually played around with the spinning technique. So see what it does? And you can see I did the Miss You with a little bit of a cow tail poking out because there's the cow. So I fell in love with the die set because I loved the hearts, the clouds, the circles. I mean, this is a stitched heart. I love stitched hearts. I loved the labels in it. This one right here reminded me of a sun. So I got it thinking, okay, you know, I may probably never use any of the other features of it, but I've seen so many cute cards that I decided this was the perfect set to give all of these products a try. But if you do not have these, you need to get them. They are so worth it, even if you decide not to do a spinner card. Okay. All right. So let's get started with our project. And I'm going to put these back in here. All right. So I've pretty much cut everything out already just so that it would save a little bit of time so that you're not watching for a really long time. So I'm going to take and fold my card base and hold on 2 seconds. I needed to grab, sorry, my little bucket of tools. All right, so we're gonna give that a good crease. Then we're gonna take liquid glue and we're gonna go ahead and adhere our DSP. This DSP is from the In Good Taste 12 by 12 DSP. If you don't have this, this is in the annual catalog and it is so versatile. You can use it with anything, any type of project that you're doing, because you've got solids and you've got, but it's a lot of your different backgrounds and then your woods. So very much well worth it. I'll put that back in there so I don't lose it. So we're gonna just attach this to the front and it's gonna cover the whole front piece of our card base. If you are watching this video, you are watching it on most likely YouTube because it will take you here to my YouTube channel. If you are not subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe and hit that bell for a notification. Every now and then I will do an extra little project and post it on here, but my Monday lives do get posted here from Facebook. So if you're not on Facebook, this is a great way to get that Monday projects every week by hitting that notification. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we need to put together our spinner technique here, our spinning wheel, okay? So this is gonna line up right here, but first you're gonna have to cut out here so that you can actually see. So that's what we're gonna do first, and this is the only thing I didn't do because I wanted you to see exactly how to do this, okay? It's very, very simple. So we're gonna roll this down. We're gonna put this on. We're gonna take this piece right here. You can use this piece. You also have this piece here that would work. And then you also have the heart that would work. So you could actually put the heart up here and cut it out. And then your little face and stuff would go in there. But it wasn't quite big enough. So we're going to use our little triangle here. All right. So I've got this lined up. I want to make sure that it's straight across there and that the hole in my bottom piece and that hole line up. And then what I'm going to do is take some of my Post-it tape here and I'm going to tape across. Make sure I'm still, because I moved it. Make sure I'm good. We're going to tape across there, okay? And then I'm going to put another little piece over here. All right, then we're going to run, excuse me, we're going to run this through. And pull it off. And that should be all we need to cut using the cut and emboss machine. We're going to slowly take this off so it doesn't rip our front. Okay. And then you can definitely reuse those pieces as well. Okay. So we've got all of that now. All right, now we're going to take, I'm going to put that over there so I don't lose it. And this is just an extra piece. If you wanted to stamp on it, you can absolutely do that. All right, we're going to take this piece now, and we want to fill in our animals, okay? And we're going to do the cow. We're going to do this one, and we're going to do this one. And then I need the sentiment. And the sentiment is going to be Miss You. I don't know why I flipped those over like that. It's going to be Miss You. And I'm going to start with the Miss You and the tail. Okay? All right. Now, I want to make sure, though, that I am not going into, if you look real close, you're going to see indentions. Okay, I'm making sure that you can see the indentions right there, okay? So you see those indentions? You want to make sure that you stay within that because that's what's going to be shown when you attach this to the back of your, this piece, okay? So what I'm going to actually do is set up this piece here, and you can tell this is what I used before. I'm going to line this up here. Then I'm going to take the one that I just cut out, and I'm going to line it up there. And then the Post-it note that I had before, I'm just going to adhere it right there, okay? So now it's keeping, well, that didn't work, did it? We're going to put that back. We're going to put a piece on that will actually go across and keep it taped on, okay? So now we can stamp, and let's start with the Miss You. We want to make sure we're kind of getting it in the center there, okay? All right, let's see. I had a brain fart for a minute. I had to find my ink. Okay. Let's do the Miss You. We're going to stamp it kind of right about here. And then we're going to do the tail. And this is what we really need this piece for, is the tail, to line it up. So we're going to line it up right there. Okay? All right, so then we're going to take this and turn it and line it up with this one. All right, I got to hold it up so I can see the indentions. There we go. All right, now let's stamp this one. Making sure I get a lot of ink on it. Okay, and then we're going to stamp down right there. Okay, then we're going to move it, and see, it's just going to have his face. Then we're going to move it, and there we go. Let's do our other one. I'm gonna move this one down just a little bit. Alrighty. And now we can take that off. Now what we want to do is we want to color everything in. So I've got my Stampin' blends here. Let me move this out of the way. We're going to use it again in a second, but first we're going to do this. All right, so I'm going to take the light smoky slate, and I'm just going to go around the outside. Well, not the outside, the inside. We want to go around the inside. I think, yep, there and there and there. And that's just to add a little bit of color to it so that it's not like just stark white. Then we're going to take our color lifter and we're going to actually go over the smoky slate to make it lighter. We're just trying to move that color so it makes it lighter. And once we're done with that, and it'll get a little lighter. When you first do it, you don't feel like you're seeing a difference, but I promise once it kind of settles, you will see the difference. Okay. All right. So there we go. Then we're going to take some of the dark petal pink. Yep, dark petal pink. And we're going to give a little cheeks right here. Yay. Okay. And then I'm going to go over it just a little bit with the color lifter. Just lighten it up, but I wanted it a little darker than the light. Okay. All right, there we go. Then let's turn it and make sure I do all the right colors. All right, we did crumb cake. So we're going to do dark crumb cake for our spots. All right, fill that in. All right, and then do these and there. All right, and then we're going to take our light petal pink and we're going to do here. And then we're going to take our light crumb cake, excuse me, and we're going to fill in the rest. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of go down like that. Now that you'll be able to see it, but I'm just going to fill it in there. All right, now I want to do the tail. So we're going to do dark crumb cake. And then just do that. All right, simple and easy. Okay, now we are gonna stamp the pig right here, okay? And when we stamp the pig, we're gonna stamp it so that I need a little scrap because the ear is gonna go off just a touch. Okay. All right. Then I'm going to stamp it again. Really all I want are the little feet part. Okay. Then we're going to take the light crumb cake and we're going to color in here. All right. Now, to get the pig color, I need some scrap. Okay. I first want to color with the actually, I want to do the light petal pink, okay? So we're going to fill it in because your pigs are pink, but they're not like flirty flamingo pink. So we're going to color in the whole thing. And I'm just going to go down like this, okay? All right, so we've got that. Now we're going to go over it with Flirty Flamingo, and this is light Flirty Flamingo. And this gives it a little bit, I mean, you could leave it that color, that's totally fine, but I wanted it to be just a little pinker. So we're gonna go over it. And there we go. And then you could always, if you wanted to make it a little lighter, you could always go back over it with the petal pink, but I'm not going to. I like that color, so we're gonna go with that. All right, so now what I wanna do is I wanna fussy cut out the feet, okay? We're gonna put that right there. Grab a pair of scissors. These are really easy to cut out. You know, if I'm doing them, it means it's easy. All right. And what I'm trying to do is actually stay on the black line. And the reason for that is that I don't want the extra white on this one because you're going to have the white with the bottom piece anyway, what they're going to sit on. Okay, and we're going to set that aside. We don't want to lose it. And we're going to cut out the other one. I am moving a little slower just because I don't want to cut into it wrong. Okay. I'm gonna save that. And we're gonna go here. When you cut them out like this, they look like little peas. Or like beans. They look like little lima beans. Huh. Okay. All right, so now we've got both of those. Okay. Now, what we want to do is put in our piece here. So we're going to take and line this up. And we're going to take one of the brads. So this is round and square brads. And these are in the annual catalog. We're going to take a little white circle one. And we're going to stick that in right there. We're going to flip it over and we're going to squish it down like that. Okay. Now I'm going to line up how that goes there. We're going to take well, actually on here I decided I'm not going to do it, but on here we have arrows and it didn't line up very well for me. So we're going to leave the arrows off on this one. So we're just going to leave it like that. Okay, so you can turn that. Most people know you turn it. Look at that. Little tail sticking up. Okay. All right, so now we're going to take, I cut out another one of these right here. So using that big piece. And I have embossed it with the brick and mortar embossing folder. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to cut now right about here. So I'm actually going to right about here, this line right here, and we're just going to see how that looks on our pig. I think I'm going to have to cut off more, but just for right now. So we're going to line this up with the bottom, and actually I'm pretty good with that right there. Okay, so now we're going to flip this over. We're going to put dimensionals on the back. All right, let me add two more. Put those in the trash. All right, And then we're going to attach this to the bottom. So we're going to line it up with that corner and this corner. Like that. Okay, so then you got your little pig picking out there. And then we're going to take these little feet and we're going to put glue dots on the back. All right, and one more. And then you'll have to fold those glue dots just a little bit because they are a little big. Okay, and then we'll stick this one here. And then this one here, like that. All right. Okay, so we're getting there. Now I'm going to flip this over. We're going to put dimensionals on this. We want to make sure we don't put dimensionals on our spinner piece because if you do, it won't be able to spin. So you want to put it around it. And we're going to take a lot because we want to make sure that when people spin it, that it is secure. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut here to here. And we're going to put it right here at the edge of the top to secure that middle piece. Okay, now let's put that onto our card base. If I can get the dimensional backs off. There we go. All right, so then we're going to line this up in the center of our card front. All right, and then we're going to take our clouds. Again, these come straight from that Give It a Whirl. We're going to attach this with some Seal Plus. Okay, and we're just going to attach it right there. And it's okay that it's hanging over. I did not put adhesive there. All right, so let's do this one. We're gonna put this one here, up here in the top, like that. And then we're gonna take this one all right, and we're gonna put this one right here. And I don't have adhesive on that corner there, so it's okay if it hangs over. All right, now there, we need to chop that off. So we're gonna take this, line it up, and chop it. Okay. And now we want to take, let's see, we're gonna do our hearts. So I cut these hearts out using the same dies. And then we're gonna cut one more time using the cut and emboss machine, and we're gonna stamp Sending Hugs in our black memento. Okay, so we're gonna do right there. And this is the piece that I cut that circle out of. Okay, so I'm using it for everything else that I need, so I'm not wasting paper, which is good. Okay, I'm gonna bring in the cut and emboss machine one more time. All right, make sure I'm in there, yep. All right, so this time we're gonna cut using this die right here. So this is another one of those pieces that you could cut your little peekaboo through. But we're gonna line this up. You are gonna cut off just a little bit of your H and your G, but you can't tell, and it'll be just fine. If that bothers you, you can always get another label die. But it doubles as a label die. So I like that. All right, let's move this again. All right, so that is a done piece of cardstock. Now what we're gonna do is we are going to adhere this heart flat. Right about here. Then we're going to pop up our sending hugs using dimensionals. One there and one there. We're going to attach it right about here. Just kind of make sure it is level. Okay, then we're going to pop up our stitched heart. And we're going to put it right about there. Okay, actually let's move it up just a touch so that you can see that bottom piece. There we go. All right, then the last thing I want to do is I want to add a cute little bow, and we're going to use the linen thread for that. Okay. We'll put a glue dot on the back side of it. We're gonna fold the glue dot on top of itself so it's not sticking out behind that linen thread. And then we're gonna kind of put it at an angle in the heart so that it doesn't cover up the sentiment. All right. And then on the inside, I didn't do anything, but you can certainly add whatever you want, but there you go. There is my last project using the Peekaboo Farms stamp set, which is a must-have. And these would be great. I mean, like a kid would love, especially like a young little girl, like she would love to get one of these so she could constantly spin it. And these actually are for my nieces. So I will be sending this to them in the mail. So yay. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. Again, make sure that you subscribe and that you hit that notification bell so you can get notifications when I upload videos, and I will see you next time. Bye.